right, let's start. Let's just do this together so that we can speed up the process. I want to do at least 10 of them because it has a lot of... Did we put the numbers in all of them on this one? Yay? All right. So what is the simplest form of this right here? What is your first strategy over here? What? Can you add anything? No. So what can I do? I can what? Yeah, I can definitely divide. Very good. I can go ahead and rewrite that. All right, so when I divide that, what do I get? X squared. And that's about it, right? Because the 5's are cancel, the y's are cancel, and then you do property of division where you subtract. 3 minus 1 is 2. All right, what about here? From 20 and 5, I get a 4. Over here, I get 1x and then 1y. Very good. And then over here, you get 4 again and y squared. Very good. But that's not an answer. So what do I need to do now? Factor. Very good. I'm going to have to factor. X squared would be xx. So I can definitely, right off the bat, I can eliminate 2 of them. Cn, D. Very good, because I don't have xx. And then what do I need to have on the other side? Plus what? Alright, so what do I need to have on the other side? How do I factor this? Plus what? Plus 2y. It cannot be 2 because there's not, like Cesar said, there's not another one that doesn't, you need a y. And that doesn't have a y. So the correct answer was B. Alright, let's go to 13. How do we do something like 13? F of x equals x squared plus 2x plus 1. And g of x equals 3x plus 1, all of that squared. Which is equivalent form of f of x plus g of x. So what do I need to do over here? So I need to do f of x plus g of x. Distribute on g of x? I'm not going to distribute first. No, sir. Nope. I'm definitely not going to distribute first because then that box becomes a lot more harder. G of x is 3x plus 1 squared. I'm going to take care of that first. And then I'm going to go ahead and distribute the 3. Why would I want to do it with a 3 when I can do it with a 1? If I distribute, then it becomes 3x and 3. And then I just change my numbers from 3's to 1's. 3's a lot harder than 1. So no. So go ahead and do a box for that and tell me how much it is. I'm not doing it for you. Let's go. It's the end of the year. Mr. N is a little tired. You need to start working a little bit more. X squared plus 2x plus 2, right? Plus 1, I'm sorry. Not plus 2, plus 1. 1 times 1 is 1, right? You're not adding, you're multiplying. Now what can I do? Now I can go ahead and distribute the 3. So g of x becomes 3x squared plus 6x plus 3. But I haven't finished. I still need to do f of x plus g of x. What's f of x? X squared plus 2x plus 1. And what do I have to do now? Add them up. Very good. So this would be 4x squared. So I can eliminate which two? A and D. 8x. And I don't have to finish because I already know my answer. Letter C. There you go. Okay? All right, 14. What is the simplified expression of square root of 36x to the 8th power divided by 4x to the 6th power? So how do I do this? Yeah, well, definitely. That's what the problem tells me to do, right? How do I simplify it? Say that again? I can't hear. Why 4? Is that a fourth root? That's a square root. So for every 2, 1 come out. Alright? You can go ahead and chunk it. You need to do the square root of all of that. So what's the square root of 36? 6. What's the square root of x to the 4th power? X to the 8th power, I just told you. X to the 4th. Remember, for every 2, 1 comes out. What's the square root of 4? 2. And then for every 2, 1 come out. So how many come out over here? 3. Now you could have simplified first and then do the square root. Okay? Either way, we're still going to be the same answer. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. And I can eliminate 2 right now. Yay? And then what would I get? Would it get x or would it get x squared? Would get x. So the correct answer was A. All right. 15 is just like which one? We just did one like that. Like 11, right? Yay? All right, so go ahead and try it. Go for it. Go for it. We're going to change the multiplication, and then we're going to flip, right? Just like you would do with regular fractions. You okay, Josie? What's wrong? You okay? All right, we got it? Look, for the numbers, I would just go ahead and write them exactly like you see them, guys. And then the calculator will do everything for you. You're going to say 4 times 8, right? And then at the bottom, 8 times, times 12. That's how you're supposed to do it, right? Multiply it across, so that will be 4 times 8, and then 8 times 12. And she will just go ahead and tell you the simplified fraction. So you should have a 1 at the top and a 3 at the bottom, right? So that eliminates which two? B and D. They don't have a 3 at the bottom. Does that make sense? Calculator will do everything for you. Just write it exactly like you see it, okay? And then I have to use the properties of exponents, right? So I'm going to add these two. So that becomes 8x to the 8, y to the 4th, and then x squared and y to the 4th, right? When you subtract, that cancels out. That's y to the 0, which is 1, right? And then over here, x to the 6 goes at the top or at the bottom? At the top. So my correct answer was C. Yay? Alrighty. Number 16. Alright, which expression represents f of g of x when f of x equals x squared minus 1 and g of x equals x plus 3? Alright, so I want f of g of x. What does that mean? You need to know what this means first. What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, what am I supposed to do with this? What is that telling me to do? No, I don't think so. F of g of x. We're just guessing what to do. Because obviously we do not know what to do. What does f of g of x means? Come on. I'm tired of thinking for you. Let's go. What does it mean? What? Tell me what it means. Don't tell me what to do. Tell me what it means. I'm not asking you what to do. Tell me what it means. Nobody know what it means? It means that you go to f of x, and every time you see x, you plug in g of x, because that's supposed to be f of x. And the x takes the place of the what? That's f of x, but you want f of g of x, which means that x in f is going to be replaced by g of x. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to plug in x plus 3. I guess we need some homework from this. What do I do now? Yeah, after that is a piece of cake. Everybody knows how to do it, right? The problem is you don't know how to get it started, and if you don't know how to get it started, that's it. There go. You can't do it. Correct? All right, so we're going to do a box for that. Go for it and tell me what you get. What do we get? X squared plus 6x plus 9. But then I got to take a 1. And I'm going to stop it right there because I can come over here and especially eliminate a few. I don't need that x cubed, correct? And then my answer is x squared plus 6x, and then 9 minus 1 would be 8, right? So the correct answer would be B. All right, next one. You may want to take a look at your cheat sheets if you cannot remember, because all of that is in your cheat sheets. All right. Yes. All right. How do we do this? That's a square root. Very good. All right. The numerator would be how many you got. And the denominator would tell you what kind of square root it is, right? And then after that, you just go to the calculator and do it. It doesn't take. If you know the rule, and actually the properties in your reference sheet as well. So 49 to the third power. So what do we get? 343. Very good. All right. 18, 19, and 20 were homework. We are not doing 21 right now, so let's go to 22. All right. Which statement is true for this function? All right, we got it? All right, so which statement is true? Which one of these is true? A, 4 is not on the range. Did you go to the function and actually write it down and then went to the table to see if 4 was not on the range? A is not the right answer. Somebody said it. No, it's not C. Oh my God. Yeah, we're just starting guessing. God, for crying out loud. Why is -4 not in the domain? First of all, you need to know what domain and range is. If you don't know, you can't do this. What is domain and what is range? Domain are your x's and ranges are your y's. So why can -4 not be in the domain? It says what? Why is it error? Very good. It's error. And if you go to the table, you find your error there. We just didn't go to the table. Or if we went to the table, we didn't look enough. We just saw, oh, it's A, and we didn't read the other ones. Just because we didn't see that 4 in there. Why is it error? I can't hear you, baby. And what does that mean? It's what? I can't hear you. Cesar. That's not the y-intercept. If it cannot be -4, how could it be the y-intercept? It cannot be -4. How could it be the y-intercept? Thank you. And what do you have? 1 over what? And does that exist? 1 over 0. Does that exist? You have 1 out of nothing. How could you have 1 out of nothing? We went over this. I taught you this. See, and this is what bothers me. And this is why I get upset when I teach you things and you don't know how to do them. We didn't even think that X was the domain and W was, and we didn't even think about plugging in those numbers in there and seeing if I get an answer. That is 0. How could you get 1 out of 0? It's not defined. This is not defined. That's why the calculator will give you error. All you needed to do was come over here to y equal to, which a lot of you didn't do. And then go to the table. First of all, yes, I don't see any 4. Of course, I'm not going to see any 4 because those are fractions. But when you go to -4, there it is. Why can't we keep on checking to make sure that we got the right answer? So obviously, X cannot be -4. Calculator is telling you, we just didn't look. All right, next one. Go, 23. All right, we got it? All right, so the constraints are that the domain cannot be 2. Domain are your x's, and you have it right there. And it has to be greater than or equal to 0. So which 2 can I eliminate right off the bat? Just by looking at the domain. A and C. Thank you. It's not A and it's not C. Very good. Because over here, the domain keeps going and going and going. And over here is from -3 all the way to +3. And that's not it. It has to be bigger than 0. All right. So now it gives us this 2. The next one says the range is between -3 and +3. So is it B or is it D? It's B. Very good. Good job. Good job. All right, this one as a group. Tackle it as a group. Go. 24 as a group. spend at most 10,000 on 2 televisions, right? This is one of those problems that you need to read and stop and do before you read the next question. Because if you try to read everything, it just mumbles in your head and you get overwhelmed and then you don't want to do anything, okay? So the 2 televisions are R and S, and both of them, he does not want to spend more than $10,000. So that needs to be less than or equal to. So you can cross out which one? All right, so now 50% chance of getting it right, right? Each television must cost at least $3,000. So that means that R has to be greater than or equal to 3,000, and S needs to be greater than or equal to 3,000. Okay? Now you cannot cross out any of them, right? Now it's just a matter of if this is correct or that is correct. So let's see the next one. R must cost at least twice as much as S. So whatever R is needs to be greater than or equal than 2S. So the correct answer was C.